If you're watching this, you're most probably gearing up for college, university, or even a technicon. And we are here to walk that journey with you. In this video, we'll be walking you through how to best prepare for the next step in your journey. So stick around. Hello everyone and welcome to I Know You Know, your one-stop knowledge sharing platform for all things careers, life after high school, as well as opportunities that are available to you. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please do subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can know the next time we put out a video. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much. We hope you are enjoying our content. Also feel free to request videos that you really want us to film that can help make your career journey a little bit easier. So let's get right into the video. So first and foremost, congratulations for making it into your next stage. Whether, like I said, it's a college, a varsity, a technicon, whatever it is a huge step, and well done for making it in. Now, we're going to be discussing how to best prepare for this next step. So without any further ado, let's get into it. First and foremost, let's start with the practical tips. What you should be doing practically to prepare. Number one, make sure that you are registered, that you've confirmed your acceptance, you're registered, and that all your documents are in place. What you need to do is maybe check your student portal regularly. Normally by this time, you should have access to your student portal and you'll be able to see what you need to do, what you haven't done, and things like that. So make sure you're registered for the right course, for example, that your fees are paid or arrangements have been made, and that you know exactly what it is that you are supposed to be doing when it comes to the academic part itself and preparing or organizing for that. The next practical thing you want to do is to prepare your accommodation. So whether you'll be staying in res, or you'll be staying in private accommodation, or you'll be staying with people around the campus, whatever it is, make sure that you prepare. Know where it is, know how far it is from your campus, know how to get from where you're gonna live to your campus. And of course, when it comes to the living arrangements, make sure that you have found the place, you've signed the contract if you are renting, and that you know exactly what the details of living there entail. A lot of people go to their accommodation days before they're due to go to school, so that they can actually also just get to know the environment a little bit, know where the shops are and things like that. It is a huge change for a lot of you because you might have not lived away from home before. So you really do need to give yourself the time to get to know the area, but also the time to actually process the fact that you are living alone or away from your family for the very first time. So that also needs you to prep. Next, you need to ensure that you have a packing checklist. Create a packing checklist based on what it is that you're going to be needing in your new environment. First and foremost, of course, toiletries, personal care, you will need that. You'll also need clothing, of course. You'll need study supplies, whether it's books, exam pads, stationery, whatever the case might be. You're not going to be getting a stationery list from anybody. So compile your own stationery list so that you can get the items that you need. Last but not least, if you are going to be cooking for yourself, you'll of course need crockery and cutlery so that you are able to cook for yourself, dish up for yourself, and so forth. So find out what your cooking situation is going to be like. If you are cooking for yourself, you obviously then need to add those items on your packing list. The last tip under practical things you can do in preparation is to know your campus. Download a map of your campus, do research online about your campus, talk to someone who was at your campus before or who's been to your campus before, so that you can know what it is that you need to expect when you get there. Alright, the second area that will need you to prepare is, of course, academic preparation. Now, jumping from high school to a higher learning institution is a very big step, and you will soon realize that it's not the same as high school. What you're going to be doing is not the same. The environment is not going to be the same. No one is going to be giving you homework and chasing after whether you've done it or not, for example. So you really do need to gear yourself up for the different way of doing things that higher learning institutions have adopted. So first and foremost, you can read ahead. Now, once you have access to your student portal, you should be able to have access to your lecture material or your outline, maybe even a list of the textbooks that you need and so forth. Therefore, you are able to start reading ahead and preparing for your lectures. Lectures make more sense if you've read ahead, because you actually introduce yourself to the material by yourself in your own time, at your own pace, and then by the time you get to the class, then you already have an idea what it is about, and then you focus from a different perspective than how you would if you were hearing everything for the first time. So try and read ahead as part of your academic prep. Secondly, get time management tools. As mentioned earlier, no one is going to be chasing after you to tell you, hey, you need to do this at this point, you need to attend this class at this point, you need to work on this thing at this time or from this time to... No one is going to be doing all of that for you. So you need to do it yourself and find a system that works for you. One system you can adopt is the use of time management tools. There are quite a lot of them. We've even filmed a video where we shared tools that professionals can use, or hacks that professionals can use. We did discuss some time management tools on that video, so you can check it out. Essentially, you need to find tools that will help you manage your workload, manage your time, whether it's things like Notion, Google Calendar, Outlook, whatever it is that works for you. You need to find it and then ensure that you are able to utilize it to the best of your ability, so that you don't have to get stuck in admin or struggle with managing your time as a result of not having a tool. And then last but not least, attend orientation week. I cannot emphasize this more. Orientation week is very, very important. During orientation week, you first of all will get things like campus tours. They'll show you around your campus, kind of show you where your classes will be and so forth. But also you'll get to meet some of the university people or college people that you're going to be working with, or schooling with rather. College people that you're going to be schooling with. You'll get to know what societies are available, what extracurricular activities are available on your campus. Essentially, it's intro to your campus. You really, really want to attend orientation week. We'll be filming a video about orientation week, so stay tuned. Switch those notification bells. Then you don't even need to keep, coming back to check if we've uploaded that video or not. Just switch your notification bell on and you'll see when that video pops up. But essentially, we'll be filming an in-depth of what orientation week entails and how you can make the most of it. But as part of your academic prep, it is absolutely critical for you to attend orientation week. The next area is financial preparation. Now, with this big step of going to a higher learning institution, you will realize that you have costs that you didn't have before. A lot of you will be paying rent for the very first time. A lot of you will be living by yourself, so you'll be buying groceries for the very first time and cooking for yourself. So it is preparation that you need to do. First and foremost, you need to ensure that you have a budget. You need to create a budget where you know how much money you're getting every month, whether it's from your bursary, from your parents, siblings, family, whatever the case might be, or you might be working. Know how much money you get every month, and then create a budget for that money. Make sure that you plan for every single cent. Of course, you can have money that you put aside and you say this is for fun, and you don't necessarily need to specify what fun is, but the point is, make sure you plan fully for everything that you want to do and for every single cent that you have. If you really, 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 really need budgeting tools for students, let us know in the comment section and we'll create one for you. Secondly, look out for discounts. Now, being a student, you have certain advantages, it's like society recognizes that you're someone big, but like you're not there yet. You haven't really made it. So what they tend to do is to give students discounts. And this is everywhere, guys, not just shops. Even things like, what's this, like the National Botanical Gardens and movies sometimes. Whatever it is that you want to do, always check if they don't have a discount for students, because chances are they might. So look out for these discounts. I know when I was in varsity, there was a society called, it was called Varsity Vibe. You paid, I don't know if it was a yearly or a monthly fee, and that also enabled you to get more discounts from shops and stuff. I mean, when I first got there, a lot of my race people were saying it's a scam, but I recently spoke to people who are in other university campuses who were saying that they miss Varsity Vibe because they used to get so many cute discounts at all the shops that they liked to shop at. So yeah, weigh your options if you are considering getting a Varsity Vibe. I don't know if it's a membership. Yeah, membership. So yeah, that's another aspect in which you can access discounts. But like I said, you can always ask wherever you are going. Tell them you're a student. They typically want you to produce your student card, so make sure you carry it absolutely everywhere. And you could actually end up getting very huge discounts. Last but not least, save on textbooks. As you know from high school, you had to buy textbooks every year. And chances are you were buying them brand new, right? In varsity, as part of saving, first of all, you don't need to buy the textbooks. You need to, I'll be honest with you and tell you, you don't need to buy the textbooks, because sometimes you can get access to online copies of the textbooks, which could assist you. Also, I found that I really enjoyed having online copies of my textbooks, because then I didn't need to carry the textbooks everywhere I was studying. Because if you're studying at the library, or you're studying at your race, or you're studying somewhere around campus, if you need your textbook, then you'd actually have to carry it. So I actually enjoyed having soft copies of my textbooks. So that's another aspect to consider. But secondly, you might also get readings from your lecturers and so forth. Of course, if they've prescribed the textbook, it probably means you do need the textbook. So that's why I'm saying, if you're not going to get a physical copy, maybe you might get a digital copy of the textbook. But another way you can consider saving when it comes to textbooks is by buying second-hand textbooks. There is a student somewhere on that campus who is doing the very same course that you're about to do, who has a textbook that they have purchased. And as always, students are always looking to make extra money, so they might be willing to sell it to you at a lower price than what you would have paid if it was a brand new book. So consider looking around for people that have done the same course as you, who have textbooks that are available for you to purchase, and yeah, save some money. So the fourth thing that you need to prepare for is you need to build a support network. Now, varsity can be very challenging. It can be very isolating. As mentioned, no one is going to be coddling you, No one cares if you attended the lectures or if you didn't. So sometimes people can end up just staying in their rooms the whole week and no one is going to ask, okay, where are you and all of that. First of all, they don't even know you, especially now, So it's a little bit harder for people to be keeping tabs on other people, whereas maybe later on in the year when you have friends and classmates, they can maybe check on you. So you do need to absolutely build a support network. First and foremost, you need to make friends. Making friends doesn't mean that you must go out there and just, introduce yourself to people and, you can do that if that's your personality. Absolutely go for it. But I know a lot of people are intimidated by those kinds of setups. But making friends can also look like talking to the people that you're in the same class with when you're going for those orientation classes. Just chat with someone who's next to you. Find out where they're from, find out why they're studying what they're studying. There's a lot of questions you can ask because you're in the same boat. You understand them, like you're also studying and so forth. So there's a lot of things you can ask. Where are they from? Why did they choose to study what they want to study? Where are they staying? How are they finding the place so far? Are they from that same town, or Did they have to travel? There's a lot of starter conversations you can have with people that you just met. So really take advantage of this time, because everyone is brand new, and a lot of people will be willing to have these kinds of conversations. So talk to people when you're in class, or if you maybe gym, maybe see who's there, or whatever activity you're doing around the area. Just find people who are around and start chatting to them. You can keep it light. It doesn't have to end in a friendship. It can also just end there, and you would have just had a nice conversation with a stranger and called it a day. Just give it a shot, make friends, make sure that you build those networks of people that are going to support you through this journey, so that it's not an extremely isolating journey. Use campus resources. Most campuses have social services like counselors and so forth. They have career guidance, they have mentors, they have people, tutors, lecturers also willing for you to book time with them. So there's generally a good support system that a lot of campuses have instilled within the campus itself. But these resources are as good as non-existent if you're not going to use them. So this is us telling you that these exist, and that you should go looking around for these if that's what you need. A lot of people might feel very down by the fact that they are so far away from home, maybe for the first time, and you might need to talk to someone, a professional. These services exist on campus, so make use of them. Last but not least, stay connected. Yes, you've moved away from home and maybe from your hometown, but keep in contact with your family, keep in contact with your friends. These are the people that know you and the people that will most likely be able to best support you, given the fact that they do know you. Yes, they might not be around and they might not be able to support you physically, but talking to them, telling them how your day was, even if you feel like you don't have time. I know when I was in varsity, my first semester was absolutely terrible because I felt so overwhelmed by everything. Like, there was just so much to do, so much work to go through and so forth. And I kept putting off talking to family, talking to friends. And that did not really work out for me very well. Luckily, I did make friends around, so I wasn't completely isolated. But as time went, I realized the importance of keeping contact and keeping your families and friends, talking to them, checking up on them, having them check up on you as well, and just really be part of a community even though you're not physically part of that community. Next preparation you need to do is to manage your expectations. Now, this is a completely new journey and you don't know what to expect, but you probably have some expectations, right? But it is very important for you to manage those expectations. First and foremost, you must be open to change. You might go to a lecture or two and actually decide, okay, this course is not for me, That's okay. You can most probably switch, especially in the early parts of first year. You most likely can actually end up switching. So be open to that. If you get there and you see, what I thought this was is not what it is, But of course, chat to counselors, chat to career guidance people, chat to your lecturers as well to say, this is what I expected and I'm seeing that this is how this is going. Is this what's up, or should I stick around because I am actually eventually going to do what it is that I thought I'd be doing, You might also need to tweak your study methods. You might have been studying something completely different in high school or using different techniques which now don't work in varsity. I know, for example, in higher learning institution, the biggest difference between that and high school is the volume of work. There's quite a lot of work to get through. You might find that in each lecture you cover a whole chapter, whereas in school you might have spent a week or 2 weeks doing one single chapter. So already from a volume perspective, there's quite a lot of work to do. So you might need to tweak your study methods. Whatever you use might not work in this new environment, so you need to be open to changing. And don't say, this is the study method that helped me pass metric. No. Let it go. Come up with a new thing that works for your journey now. And even here, feel free to ask for help. Ask your lecturer, how can I best study for the subject? Does it work to practice? Or like, they've probably seen a whole range of students, and even though different people respond differently to methods, they've probably seen all the types of students that are there and all the types of study methods people can use to ace their subjects. So ask them. Learn to balance. Now, I know we have now arrived at a point as a society where we've realized that balance doesn't exist, but for lack of a better term, learn how to balance. Juggling school, your personal life, maybe now you're cooking and having to do some chores, clean up your room, all of that can be challenging. And so you need to find a way to manage all of that and be able to show up for all of that. Now, sometimes you might need to give up showing up for some of the stuff. So for example, sometimes you might find that your room might be a mess because you're so busy studying, or you maybe decide to say, okay, I'm not gonna go out with my friends this time because I really need to clean up my room because I haven't been doing that, or I need to meal prep for the week, whatever the case might be. So there might be, it's a give and take. There might be things that might need to take a back seat at some point, and for you to focus on certain things. So make sure that you figure that rhythm for yourself out. Different people respond differently to the rhythms, and so it might not always be like the same. Even for you, you might find that later on in the year, your rhythm might change, and that's okay. Once again, be open to change. But yes, find a rhythm that works for you, that allows you to be able to juggle all of these different things that you are doing. Last but not least, stay resilient. You will most probably encounter setbacks in this journey. I remember I failed a test for the very first time in my life in my first semester of university, and I was absolutely shattered. Now, there was the option to say, this course is not for me, or I'm going back home, or I don't know, whatever things I could have done that would have been me allowing that setback to, set me back, But I actually bounced back up, and I was like, okay, how do we ace this? And that was my attitude throughout my varsity career, because there are a lot of setbacks. There are a lot of things that could go wrong. There are a lot of challenges that you'll be faced with. There are a lot of time pressures that you'll have. There's just a lot that's going on in higher learning institutions. And so you really do need to develop a resilient mindset. Be resilient as a person. You might have not encountered some of the challenges you will have to encounter, but having a resilient mindset and being a resilient person will really help you in this journey. Going to a higher learning institution is a big step, and there will be a lot of changes, there will be a lot of challenges, and you might feel unprepared, but you're probably more ready than you think. You made it into the higher learning institution, so that means you are ready for this part of your journey. So make use of the resources, follow the tips, and if you need more tips and you have questions for first years, feel free to pop them in the comment section below. We will respond to them, and maybe even film a video if it's something that needs a lengthy discussion. Now, if you stayed until the end of the video, well done, and thank you so much, and we hope the video was helpful for you. Once again, subscribe if you haven't, and click your notification bell so that you can see when we put up the next video. See you in the next one.